Yes, this is me again, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas of Falalu, the CEO of Y.Y.C.I International, and the award-winning author of the book called Yes, You Can. Yes, this is me again, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas of Falalu, the CEO of Y.Y.C.I International, and the award-winning author of the book called Yes, You Can. Another book as well, The Love We Lost. So I just want to, if your dream does not scare you, then you need to dream again. Your love, the gift is in you. You are resourceful. You are blessed. You are favored. You have greatness in you. Until you discover who you are and your purpose on earth, you will continue to serve others. But you can serve others as a leader. And why you are a leader? Because you are doing something. Okay, let me encourage you once again to subscribe to YYCI.tv YouTube channel for more of our inspirational nugget of wisdom and also all our previous conferences and masterclass. Before we go any further, let me remind you again, mindset is everything. And without renewed mindset, there will be no transformation. Our youth need us to guide them, lead them, mentor them, and also save them from destruction, misguided, and confusion. Our youth need us to help them, to support them, to listen to them, give them opportunities, platforms to express themselves, their concern, their ideas, their missions, dreams, and aspiration and vision. But knowing your why is the beginning of your transformation that will help you to set an appropriate goals. Know your why. We encourage you not to quit, not to lose hope, and not to give up, but encourages you to press on in times of disappointment, move forward, progress, and achieve your goals in spite of adversity, challenges, and situations and circumstances beyond our control. So these are the programs that we have at YYCI. And let me just do it. Dream big, start small, and grow bigger. Be determined and focus on what you are doing. We've started the journey so far, and we have so many leaders that have joined us since Sunday, 2nd of July till today, being the last day of this masterclass of leadership and relationship. And they've all shared a valuable information with us. And if you've missed any of them, please replay some of our videos that we've done on Facebook and also on YouTube and LinkedIn, and gain as much knowledge that you need for your next transformation. We have so many of them, and please be able to learn more and grow your mindset. So I'm just going to go straight to our last person, last great leader that will be rounding up our wonderful transformational leadership and relationship masterclass for July. Wow, we've done very well. And this will be the last person. This is the last day. And I want you to sit down and relax and gain as much as you can gain from Professor Dr. Patricia Gonde. Okay, you want to know more about our professor? Let me just share quickly. because you need to know who is sharing with you. It's a powerful woman, powerful leader, great leader in the world, and also a great leader in Africa. Okay. Ambassador, Professor, Dr. Patricia Gonde, head of academic in profession, motivational speaker, researcher, social activist education, masters in educational management country, Zimbabwe 30 years in the education field, charity work in various children's and old people's homes, speaker, keynote speaker, guest speaker, international speaker, panelist at international, eminent speaker in India, India Women's Award, research person, international conference on human rights. More so, panelist at the International Summit on Innovative Educators, Key of Future Education and Kite Wisdom Award Ceremony. Keynote speaker at the International Conference on the theme of 21st Century Pedagogy. Speaker at the International Conference on the Role of Innovation and Entrepreneurship Skills to get success in the 21st century world of work. Panelist at the International Conference on Empowering Women. Wow, even me too. Proactive educator at the International Conference on STEM Education. Global Country Director, Global Education Network. Keynote speaker on International Human Rights Day, organized by Swami Devi Daya Law College. More, keynote speaker on International Humanity Solidarity Day, organized by Swami and Y.Y.C.I. Speaker at the World Conference on International Day of Education, organized by Swami Devi Daya Law College. Organized on International Day of Education by Global Education Network. Speaker at Share Your Success Story by Global Trainer Academy. She's the speaker at YYCI. We are privileged, we are proud, and we are blessed all the time when she joins us at YYCI to share a wealth of knowledge, and wisdom, and experience. So I'm proud to say this again, that she is a prominent speaker at YYCI International Transformational Leadership Conference, where we say Love Empowers Conference. Speakers at Asian Excellent Award 2022 on education. Speaker at ICSDG on innovation and Unique 17 SDG on SDG 4. Speaker at IDYM on SDG 11 Sustainable City and Settlements Award. International Innovative Future Education Award. Most especially if we're talking about e-waste warrior, Rise Up for E-Waste International Project. Sustainable Development Goals Leader from IYDM. Professor Patricia is also holding honorary doctorate in teaching and learning from International Intensive University. Is a recipient of quarter complimentary ticket awarded to 21,000 teachers on World Teachers Day 2020. Global Education's Eagle Award, Golden Globe Award, Dynamic Academic Coordinator, Academic Excellent, Minister of Education in Zimbabwe from 2015 to 2017, ambassador. T for brand ambassador, SPSC ambassador. YYCI, Yes You Can International Anniversary Board member and ambassador. T for brand ambassador, AIEF Global Ambassador Country Director, International Intensive University IDYM Group of Country Coordinator, Global Education Network, and GVC Global Advisor, World Social Craft Foundation Executive Board Member, Global Trainer Academy. Wow, wow, wow. If I continue to be talking about our Professor Patricia, in fact, we will say that is all about my masterclass this afternoon or this morning. But I believe that we are all ready to listen and to learn from our wealth of knowledge, wealth of wisdom, and wealth of experience as she shared with us this morning. So join me, YYCI, and all our audience in welcoming Professor Dr. Patricia Gonde from Zimbabwe to the platform to share with us. You are welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth. Firstly, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all viewers across the globe. I would like to acknowledge Yes You Can International, especially my sister, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, the director of Yes You Can International, for giving me this opportunity today to come and learn and relearn together with everyone from all parts of the world. Thank you so much for the time. So I am going to share with you about harnessing the power of diversity, equity, and inclusion in leadership. Unfortunately, my PowerPoint is on another gadget, and I've just moved away from it. So, but I'm just going to share with you whatever I have with you today. So, for me to start, let me start by understanding what these terms mean for us when you are talking about diversity. What is it that we are talking about diversity? When you are talking about equity, we have heard about equity wherever we go. What is it that we are talking about equity? Is it equality? Is it equity? Equity stands on its own. And when we are talking about inclusion, what do you mean? So when we are talking about diversity, where it's talking about diversity, it is about a variety. It is about, when we are talking about representation, if it is in an organization, how diverse is it? Representation according to gender, male, female, according to race. Are we talking about ages? Are we talking about religion? Or are we talking about any other demographic factors? So, but diversity, my friends, all across the globe, is not just about ticking off all those boxes I am talking about, or meeting the quotas, first quarter, second quarter, or third quarter. It is about valuing whatever unique perspectives we have in each and every organization. When we are in an organization, we have unique characters. They perform uniquely. So we are talking about valuing also their experiences. We all have different experiences. I work in an education sector. Some have got experiencing of teaching in the rural area, some have got experience of teaching in private schools, some have got experience in teaching in government schools. We value those experiences. And then we also value the different skills that each and everyone is bringing on the table. So we value all this that every individual have from different backgrounds. What are you bringing to the table? That is what we mean by diversity. And studies also have shown that we have institutions, some in the world. I can quote some of the institutions like, for example, we have got the Boston Consulting Group. Some institutions all across the globe have shown that organizations with diverse leadership teams outperform their peers. Let me look at organizations like Y.Y.C.I International. They have people from different organizations, different countries across the globe, different races, different gender. That is diversity. We are talking about diversity. Now, moving on to equity. What do we mean by equity when we are talking about equity in leadership? Equity means that there should be fairness in the access, fairness in the opportunities that we have, and fairness in the advancement for all people. We acknowledge that equal treatment doesn't always result sometimes in the equal outcomes. And we are taking steps to address this. This is what we mean by equity. And equity is always a commitment to providing everyone in an organization, whatever organization you have, it can be home, in the church, at school, in the workplace, providing everyone with the tools, with the opportunities. If you are sending some people for continuous professional development, are you looking, for example, in my education sector, we've got sports teachers, we've got class teachers. Is everyone getting an opportunity to go for those professional development courses? Are you equipping everyone in your organization? Are you making sure that there is equity? So that if you provide those tools and opportunity, everyone will be able to thrive. And then looking at inclusion. When you are talking about inclusion, are we creating an environment where all individuals feel valued? They feel that they are heard, and they also feel that they are recognized. It can be in the home. Are we listening to our children? Are we listening to our partners? That is relationship. What sort of relationship is there? Is it inclusive? Do we have any favoritism in the workplace? And it's about making sure that everyone has got the opportunity to fully participate in any organization. And everyone, as I said in the first place, when I was talking about diversity, we've got unique talents. So is everyone being able to participate in the organization? Are they able to contribute their unique talents? Someone is able at organization, if it is an event, there are people who organize. They run around to check whether this is there or that is there. And we've got people who are able to present, bringing those unique talents and perspectives. So inclusion is what allows diversity to thrive, and it also allows equity to be achieved. So with inclusion, it allows diversity, it allows equity. So these three aspects, diversity, equity, and inclusion are very valuable in their own right. While they are very valuable in their own right, they also create the most impact when they are integrated together in any organization. And a diverse team, we can have a diverse team, but without inclusion, it's like having a variety of ingredients put together, but no recipe. With inclusion, then it becomes the recipe. Similarly, when we are treating everyone equally without recognizing their unique needs and experience, this can lead to inequity in any organization. So there is interaction between diversity, inclusion, and equity. Those three are they are fundamental for any organization to thrive. Some might just think that these words, they are just mere buzzwords, but let me tell you that diversity, equity, inclusion, they are pillars that create inclusive and thriving, for example, in an education sector, learning environment, or a work environment. They are the recipes that make sure that every organization is able to thrive. In our time together, sometimes we delve into the significance of diversity, the significance of equity, the significance of inclusion, for example, in leadership. And then let's now establish what a common understanding of what diversity, equity, and inclusion mean in the context of education, since I come from the education sector myself. When I'm looking at an organization like an education sector or health sector, we mean that we are taking those unique characteristics, we are taking those unique perspectives that individuals bring. And then those opportunities also for equity, we mean that we ensure that there is fair and just opportunities for all students, eliminating, for example, disparities. Are we considering that this child is coming from a certain class? Are we considering that this child is paid fees, this one is not paid fees? Or is the child's parents supportive or not supportive? This is not what equity is. Equity ensures that there is fair and just opportunities for all, despite all these disparities that we are talking about, and providing the necessary resources and support to bridge educational gaps. We know that when we are in an education sector, not everyone has got everything. It depends on how parents support their children, and also how they are able, depending on their pockets. But as educational institutions, are we making sure that those children, we do not feel that there is a gap between so-and-so and so-and-so? That is what we call equity. And then in inclusion, in an education sector, that is when we are fostering a sense of belonging, a sense of respect. And we are creating, where we create an environment where every student in a school, where every teacher or lecturer or staff member, they feel that they are valued. They also feel that they are empowered. We have different people who come into our schools. Are we able to value? Are we able to respect whatever they bring on the table? Are we able to recognize? Do we have long service awards? Are you able to recognize the talents that the people bring to our institutions? So embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion in leadership, for example, in education, it has got so many numerous benefits because with diverse leadership teams, they bring a range of experiences. Like I said at first, when I'm looking at people coming into an organization, they bring a lot of insights and ideas that can lead to innovative solutions and improved decision making. Whenever you have meetings, do you listen to feedback from different people in your organization?
Hello. I believe that Professor Patrick will be joining us.
It's my network.
Okay, that's fine.
My network is it just thrown. My network is too best today. Thank you.
All right.
So I was talking about recognizing the talents that we have in our different organizations, and even our students. The students that we have students from diverse backgrounds. They also thrive in inclusive environments, and they thrive where they are celebrated. We celebrate their talents, we celebrate their identities. And sometimes as an organization, we need to provide culturally responsive education because we are bringing in children from diverse backgrounds. Are we not looking at other religions only? Are we not looking down upon other cultural experiences that our children are bringing? That's why it is very important, for example, in education sectors, sometimes to take your children to go into other communities so that they can be able to learn about their culture, being culturally. So every worker, every individual in an organization should feel supported, valued. And when this is done, and when these are recognized, we end up having increased job satisfaction and retention. So as organizations, let's try by all means to have diversity, equity, and inclusion, and recognize the talents that these people bring, the experience that they bring. We don't want to have a big turnout when our workers are leaving us because they are not being recognized. They are not being listened to. Whenever they have issues that need to be addressed, whenever they have problems even in their families, and then we don't listen to them because we have formed a bond, we have formed relationships. Are we listening to them? So as leaders, let's develop that big ear. Sometimes we have to have a small mouth and listen and respond to our workers, our staff, our teachers, so that we can be able to retain them. There's also production, there is job satisfaction. They don't go and look for any other organization because their organization is already fulfilling their needs. That's why we say there's diversity, equity, and inclusion. So now let's take a moment to examine some of the inspiring examples of some institutions that have successfully implemented what we call diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have a school, several schools, we have several organizations. For example, in my country, Econet, they are very responsive to diversity, equity, and inclusion. For example, the school that I'm teaching it, our school leadership have created a diverse team, different ages, different races, and
Hello, please bear with us. We are getting there. It's just the connection, and she's going to come back again, and then she's going to share with us. So thank you for your waiting. Yes, she's joining us again. That's what we get when we're doing the connectivity. Continue, my sister.
Connectivity today is not on my side, but it won't stop me to share with everyone. Now, maybe I can move on to strategies that we might use for promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in our workplaces, in our giving examples for my sector. We know that it's essential for each and every organization to establish what we call diversity, equity, and inclusion goals in their mission statements, in their vision of the school. These need to be embedded. And then when these are embedded in our mission statements, our visions for every organization, these three, diversity, inclusion, and equity, they send a powerful message to the entire community about the importance of them. And then also, as organizations, when we are recruiting, do we take into account diversity, equity, and inclusion? Because recruitment and hiring practices, they play a crucial role in building a diverse leadership team. So actively seeking candidates from underrepresented groups and implementing bias-free selection processes can help any organization create a more inclusive leadership team or pipeline. And then when we are having professional development, it is another strategy that we can use to make sure that our organizations have got diversity, equity, and inclusion. We provide opportunities for everyone in our organization to enhance their cultural competence, to enhance, understand, and implicit understand their representation in the organization. And also, they also learn those effective strategies for creating inclusive workstations. And by doing so, professional development for everyone also promotes equity. Where we see that there is a gap, when we do our performance appraisal, the most important thing that we want is to find out maybe their strengths. Yes, we focus on strength. We also focus on the weaknesses. So for us to provide that equity, we have to think about professional development for everyone in our workplaces. And then in an educational sector, for us to provide diversity, equity, and inclusion, we are talking about curriculum design. How is the curriculum design? So we need to incorporate diverse perspectives. We need to incorporate cultures into the curriculum. I'm happy that in my country, we have a subject called Heritage and Social Studies, where all the cultures are recognized in my country. And also when we're teaching subjects like family, religion, and moral education, we incorporate all the religions of the world. So we incorporate culture, then we create learning materials that reflect all the experiences that our students have. And then by doing so, this fosters a sense of belonging. It also prepares our students, for example, going outside there to thrive in a diverse and interconnected world. For example, students from my class are going to BICAP exchange organized by International Internship University. They're also going to meet so many scholars from different parts of the world. What are we trying to foster? Global citizenship, diversity, inclusion, and equity. So by implementing all these three, It is not without challenges. There are challenges that are faced. For example, in any organization, try to include to include them. Sometimes you face some challenges, for example, resistance of change. We have, for example, we have when we are recruiting or when we are taking students, parents, they sign up that they are going to abide by what the school says. But when it comes to some religions or some cultural sectors, when we are teaching, they will say, no, this is not in our religion. We are not allowed to sing the national anthem, but they would have signed for it. So sometimes you face those challenges like resistance to change. And when we are trying now to promote equity, for example, we want to introduce CPDs, continuous professional development courses. Sometimes we have challenges of having a lack of resources, and sometimes there's a unconscious bias in the workplace that you do not even see that, oh, there's this bias. And this can hinder the progress of the 3 pillars of diversity, equity, and inclusion. However, by fostering open and honest dialogue, addressing all the concerns, and we actively engage our stakeholders. For example, in a school, we've got parents, we've got suppliers, we've got the Ministry of Education, we've got sports, we've got culture. We can overcome these challenges and build and support for diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we need to sustain these 3 pillars. And then also we need, as an organization, to sit down and see whether our statement, whether what we have for our organization is able to fulfill these 3 pillars. Then we continuously monitor and evaluate and collect, maybe, for example, if it is in a in education sector, how best are you making sure that diversity, equity, and inclusion are being included in the organization? So these 3 are very important for any organization. And we, like I said, we need how to apply for the 3, create a diversity, equity, inclusion, vision, and strategy by developing clear goals and roadmap to achieve them for any organization. And number 2, we need leadership commitment, whereby these 3 initiatives should be supported and promoted by the organizational leadership. And they should also model inclusive behavior and communicate the importance of having the 3 in any organization. And we need education and training. Number 3, we provide regular training on topics like cultural competence, unconscious bias. We have diversity in the workplace. These topics should be done in any organization. Number 4, strategy is to include inclusive hiring practices. We need to sit down as organizations, for example, evaluate how our recruitment purpose is, like, how do we hire, how do we promote, is there equity? So we need to go all through these 4. And it also includes creating diverse interview panels, using neutral job descriptions, and actively recruiting form, which has got a diverse range of sources. Number 5, we need to promote equity. Implement, as organizations, we need to implement policies that promote equity, such as pay equity. I know that with women, there's a lot of not being happy because I've got the same job as this one, but my pay is because of gender bias. But as organizations, we should make sure that we have got pay equity. We do review each and every time. We've got flexible working arrangements as well. And then when we are doing our performance appraisal, are we being fair? Are we being just? And we also make sure that the opportunities that are there for advancement and are communicated, and then they are accessible. If you are advertising for a job, should it be internal or should be external? So we need to also look at that. And then as organizations, number 6, we need to foster an inclusive culture, whereby in the workplaces that wherever we are, we create a workplace environment where all employees, they feel valued. I feel valued when I come also to Y.Y.C.I International, and I feel included. So we need to encourage open communication, recognize and celebrate our differences. We all come from different, we are not the same, we are unique, and create opportunities for employees from different backgrounds to interact, to learn, relearn, and unlearn and relearn from each other. Then number 7, we need to establish what we call employee resource groups, whereby there are also some people call them affinity groups or networks, where a group of employees, they join together based on shared characteristics or life experiences. For example, in my workplace, we go out on Saturdays, we go and network together as employees from our organization. Doesn't depend which department you are coming from. If we've got shared characteristics, we do some teamwork. So these affinity groups, they provide support to anyone in the organization. They also enhance career development because we are learning from each other, and by then contribute to maybe personal development in the work environment. Then lastly, we need to continuous improvement for each and every organization. And when we are looking at diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's not a one initiative, but a continuous process of learning and improvement, starting from the top leadership to the bottom of the leadership, and being prepared to adapt. For example, when COVID-19 came, some people are still left behind because they were not able to adapt to the situation. Some people thrived and moved on because they were able to adapt to the changes that happened in the workplace. For example, in our education sector, some people did not even know how to use a laptop. They didn't know how to use. Well, then when we have smartboards, they are not able to use them. Some people were left behind, but some people joined the wagon. So as employees and everyone in the organization, we should be prepared to adapt and evolve our strategies as organization changes. And as we learn more about and what works and what doesn't. So by implementing these strategies, we can create a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive workplace where all employees feel valued, where all employees do not leave our workplaces, and they have the opportunity to thrive. Thank you so much. I think I've said enough for today. Thank you so much. Y.Y.C.I International and my sister Elizabeth for giving me this opportunity to be talking to you about diversity, inclusion, and equity, which are three, which if done properly, our organizations can thrive. Thank you.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing a very, very important topic with us today about the diversity, inclusion. And I want to say it's one of the very, very important topics that we need to really be talking about regularly, especially in organization, even with the employment, because sometimes we tend to overlook some important things. And I'm glad that they include it also into SDG of Union National Union, National Union, no, United Nations. I'm glad that they add that one also to it to be one of their SDG that we need to achieve. It's very, very important that we embrace this diversity, because if we don't understand it, and if we don't appreciate it and even implement it in our organization, then we are not welcoming others to our organization. And you can agree with me that in these days, so many people have migrated from one country to another. So many people have really, really gone maybe in terms of in terms of studying, and then they end up working there. Some of them establish their own organization, and some of them also work with other organizations. And that is why this power of diversity and inclusion is very, very important. I'm looking at people's contribution to your teaching, and they were really enjoying it. And I'm waiting for them to give us their own questions. But then, if you don't mind, I will ask on their behalf and then start asking you questions. The first question I would like to ask, let me see, I think there's amazing topic. Yes. Somebody said amazing topic, super. Hi, good afternoon. They're greeting us. Amazing topic. They're enjoying it. And people are joining all over the world. Yes, I agree with you. You see, people are communicating. So please ask questions while Professor Patricia is still here. Please ask her questions, because we need to gain more from her before we let her go. So, but the questions I would like to ask you, ma'am, is when it comes to power of diversity, diversity is a very, very sensitive topic. Words, actually, diversity. But I just want to ask you, can you put more insight into it? Because I know that once we understand diversity, inclusion will follow. Because inclusion is the act. I don't know if I'm right or not, but you can confirm it. Inclusion acts based on diversity. Okay, so can you put an insight more on diversity? How does the organization benefit from diversity? That's the two questions. Number one question is, we want to know more about diversity. And then the second question is, how can an organization benefit for practicing diversity and inclusion?
Okay. All right, thank you, thank you. So yes, when we are talking about diversity, it means that we have, like I said, we've got different people from different backgrounds. In terms of gender, we are talking about race, we are talking about everything. Diverse people coming into our organization, and we are including them. That's inclusion. Wow. Wow. As well. Wow. So they are linked. Diversity and inclusion. They are linked because we are taking people from different backgrounds and we are including them in our workplaces. So when we are hiring people in our workplaces, we are not saying that this job is for a woman, this job is for a man. That's being inclusive. And when they come in, they bring in their unique talents. Okay, so it's a diverse organization with inclusive practices. That's
wow, wow. You got it right there. You got it right. Okay. I think the second questions that I'm still waiting for, the first one you've elaborated for us in a simple way to understand diversity and inclusion. Then I said that, okay, everybody is talking about this diversity. What are the benefits that their organization can gain from diversity and inclusion? Maybe one or two benefits. I know you've mentioned one or two, but I just want us to, we just need to encourage other organizers, all other employers, even the business owners. So we need to encourage them, to inspire them that practicing inclusion and diversity is very important in their organization. So I just want you to give us one or two more of benefits that the organization will get from it.
All right, since we are taking people from different backgrounds, diverse backgrounds, they are bringing in different talents into the organization. And by so doing, they bring in creativity, they bring in innovation, because each and every person in an organization is unique because they've got different talents that they have. And then with diversity, we also attract different customers because we have got those inclusive practices in our workplace. So creativity, innovation, and we are attracting people from different organizations. For example, I belong to a certain group of people. Because I am in that organization, they also come and support. So that's diversity for you, because we are bringing in those talents. It's like, what can I say? A spider web, how it is formed. Yes, those strings come together and they make up something that's whole. So we are bringing in diverse workforce with different diverse talents.
Amazing, amazing. And I want to believe that this diversity and inclusion solves some, not all, but solves some of our discrimination. Is it?
Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, you can say that. Yeah, and also because we are trying to people know there's discrimination in the workplace, but when an organization is inclusive, that discrimination is there. We are recognizing the talents that the people have, not because they come from different places or they are for another gender or they are from a different religion. We recognize what they are bringing in, their talents as well. I think that's their skills, can I say?
That's a great point you just raised there. You are not employing people because of their color, but you are employing them because of their skills, their talents, their knowledge, their expert that they are bringing to the table. And that is excellent. Because if we go by the other one, then we mix it all together. But if we look at the talent,
yes,
their experience, their knowledge, their gifts, to make our company better, that is why you are employing them. And then when you employ them, you give them chance to exhibit their skills, their experience, their talent, their knowledge. You understand? So you give them chance, you give them platform for them to exhibit it, to practice what they know, because that will make the company to move from one level to another level. And that is the great thing. Another thing I need to ask you, ma'am, my professor, when we are talking about the power of diversity and inclusion, what can we also say? Yes, we are all talking about organization here, but because I've been a youth mentor, I also want to know, how can this diversity and inclusion benefit the organization when they involve the youth?
Okay. Thank you so much. Like I said, if an organization is inclusive, yes, some of us have been in organizations, we are almost 50, 60 years, and a youth leader or maybe comes
Youth
into my
like me,
organization.
I'm young
Yes.
as well.
And they have got the right skills. I should be able to promote them as well, not discriminating because of age. They bring in ideas, they bring in, like I say, innovative ideas, and they bring them to the table. So we are a mixed, for example, in my school, we are a mixed bag of whether you are 40 years, 50 years, but if that youth deserves a promotion, they should be given the promotion. We nurture them, we grow them as leaders so that they can also lead despite their ages.
That is a very good contribution. You know, we are talking because, I mean, we can't deny the fact that both of us are from Africa, okay? Even though I live somewhere else. But there is this old, that is why I keep on talking about mindset is everything. And everything we do is based on the state of our mind. It's either it is fixed or it is growing mindset. And I want to believe that the reason why we continuously learning is because we want to grow our mindset for transformation. So back in the days where they will say, I mean, like I was joking with the previous speaker, Professor James, I said, I watched one film long time ago, and the man keep on referring that young lawyer as a baby lawyer. And I'm thinking, hello, if you're making mistake, you're making mistake. But this lawyer actually went through what you went through. Probably you got your qualification 30 years ago. And this person you are referring as a baby lawyer probably recently gained his own knowledge. And then you can agree with me that the knowledge of 30 years ago is far, far, far different from now, isn't it?
Yes,
and,
yes.
And it all depends on our mindset, the way we treat these young ones. If you believe that these young ones, well, they're still learning, just go and sit down somewhere, then you are not really believing in them to come to the table.
You are true there. You are correct.
Because we saw,
yes.
that is why you see a 90 years, sorry, I mean, I'm not against any age now, but that is where you will see 90, 80 years still want to be the president of the country, and have been the country president for many years, because they don't trust others that they can release their wisdom, their knowledge to continue their legacy. Are you agreeing with me?
Yes, so yes, I agree.
That is why this diversity and inclusion is very, but it also extends to our youth. Because what, like you said, part of it is also age. So apart from coming from different countries, having a different culture, having a different language, we also have different ages. So from Africa, we need to now change our mindset that things have changed. That this young
you can
ones,
say that. Yes,
this young one need to come to the table. Firstly, for them to learn from us, because if you don't involve them, they cannot learn anything from us. So they need to come, we need to involve them, we need to encourage them to come. And when they evolve and feel belonging, then they can learn from what we are saying. And then they can duplicate your knowledge. And that will be a legacy to our older ones, that whatever they've learned and they've practiced, they've also released it to the young ones. Because either we like it or not, we are not going to be there forever, isn't it, Professor?
Yes, you can say that. You remind me when COVID-19 struck, some of us were not tech friendly, but these youth, our teachers from they who were able to teach us how do you do Microsoft Teams, how do you do this, Kahoot and everything. We learn from them, but
We
we
learn from
nurture
them.
also that talent and
Yes,
grow, make sure that they also grow from that. And they were
exactly.
able to lead.
Because one thing I know is that if we really practice this diversity and inclusion, there should be problem less solved. We should be solving problem. If we can enter, because what we're trying to say is that we know it all, and we don't know it all. Every one of us have to continue learning. And the only way for us to continuously learning is when we listen to this younger generation, and let's listen to what they have to say. That is the way we can include them into whatever we are doing. So that is why this adversity and this inclusion is very powerful when we are practicing everything we are practicing in our organization. I think I just lost my sister there. She will join us quickly, if possible. But what we are trying to say here today is that we need to change our mindset. We need to transform our mindset, because what we are really performing and operating in our organization, in our leadership, and even in our even around us in our society, it's based on what you have in your mindset. We need to really change. As we change our clothes every day, our mind also needs to be changed. Not only changing, we need to be growing it with a new ideas, with new information, right information, by the way, because there's so many false information out there. There's so many fake information out there. But you need to know where to go to get the right information. And until you do that, your growing mindset will not work. You need to keep growing. You need to keep reading. You need to keep studying. You need to keep researching, because that is the only way we can go on and improve ourselves. Professor Patricia just shared with us the power of adversity and inclusion. I want to believe that you've listened to her for the past 1 hour and you've learned and gained a lot from her, because this is just the beginning of the beginning. Mindset is everything. What are you storing in your mind? Do you know that mindset, you have the power to control your mindset? You have the power to guide your mind. You have the power to choose what you are listening to, what you are watching, and what you are reading. If you want to go to another level, or if you are stuck at the crossroad and you don't know what to do anymore, you don't know where to turn, you don't know where to go, you don't know who to talk to, maybe you should be thinking about the state of your mindset, because mindset is everything. I will keep on saying this. No matter how valuable the information you gathered, no matter how many seminars or workshops you have attended, no matter how many conferences you've attended, both online and physical, no matter your position in the society, if your mindset is not renewed, you will keep on performing based on what you've known before. You keep on performing based on the policy and the procedures and the law that has been there for decades. You need to renew your mindset for new information. That is why, for example, when we're talking about this computer we are facing right now, when they first started this computer, it wasn't as bright and smart as accurate as this. But they keep on upgrading it for us to use it. I remember when we first started this computer, maybe you too, you will know. We started Wank, and then from Wank, we started with Microsoft Word, Works, and then we moved to Word Perfect. For those of us that is using this application for our processing and our typing. And then from there, we move to Microsoft Word. So you can see that even that package is being upgraded every day. The same thing about even the computer itself. This started like this. I remember when you have your monitor one side and even your screen another side. I remember also when we used to have cassettes to play our music or any other thing, audio. And then from there, we moved to CD. Now we are moving on to MP3, MP4, because because the system is being upgraded. The same thing will happen to your mindset. So what are you storing with your mind? Because the state of your mind will determine the way you perform as a leader. If all what you know is what you've known for donkey years, for several years of your life, maybe you need to renew that mindset. Maybe you only think about something else, but maybe you want to make a change. There's no point saying you want to make a change and your mindset is not renewed. If you want to make a change, you can start now, because it's not too late. Either you are in government, or you are in a leadership, one kind of leadership or the other, or you are in school studying, or you are organizing one event or the other, or you are in a great entrepreneur or a businesswoman or a man. Your mindset needs to be renewed, because if your mindset is stick or your mindset is fixed, then you'll be stuck. Because remember, the information you gathered 10 years ago might not be useful for you today. That is why we encourage any of our leaders to unlearn what you've learned and be ready to relearn new things, because you need a change. We all need a change. Let me also put this to you. Remember, many of us are entrepreneurs. We are businessmen and women. And then we were doing our business the right way. We are enjoying it, the profit and every other thing. But it is get to a stage in life that we have to embrace this change. We have to adapt to the change and also to move on. Before the COVID, everything was normal for everybody, including the banking system, the economic system, the government system, the organization, and other things. Even the students in even education, everything was normal. Well, some of us or some of you might have a little bit glitch and then change a little bit, maybe using the integrated packages to teach your student. But guess what happened? COVID pandemic came and strike everything and forced all of us to change. So education is not the same anymore. Our economic is not the same anymore. Our leadership is not the same anymore. The way we operate, the way we perform is not the same anymore, because we have to change. That's what I'm talking about. But if your mindset is still fixed, if your mindset is not renewed, there will be no change. You will just struggle with even the change. That is why Y.Y.C.I International established this platform for number one, for Transformational Leadership Conference that we operate every first Saturday of the month. And then we appreciate and organize this masterclass where all our great leaders can come and teach us in depth about their specialties relating to relationship leadership, because we all need it. We are all leaders. But how we develop our leadership matters, and how we develop our relationship matters. Because as a leader, you also need to know how to relate with people. And as somebody that is building their relationship, you need to know how to build a healthy and deeper relationship. And that is why this masterclass is all about. On this occasion, I want to thank you for joining us today. It has been a busy day since morning, but we've done it. It has been busy since Sunday, but we've done it. We did it. We achieved it together. And I want to believe you've learned one thing or the other. But let me encourage you. Keep learning, keep researching, and keep studying, because your next level is here for you to enter. You will achieve it, you will become, and you will be successful. Yes, you can. Only if you can keep reading, keep learning, keep watching, keep observing, keep listening to the right information. Go to where you go to the right place to get the right information for you to become a better person and a successful in life. This is where we will end this conference or this masterclass today. But before you go, let me quickly play more information about Y.Y.C.I International.
Dr. Elizabeth Lucas is a dynamic and motivation speaker. She is based in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and director of Y.Y.C.I International. She has been invited to several international conferences to speak and lecture. She is an intelligent teacher, author, and she is a mentor to the younger generation. Please subscribe to YYCI TV on YouTube to watch her amazing videos. You will be glad you did. This is just to let you know that there's nothing too difficult for you to do.
If we can change, then everything around us will change.
Without wisdom, you can't really create wealth. We're in the world of creativity. Okay, let me quickly do something so that I can also share